addition, I see. Yes. So, guys, welcome to the latest Game Talk. We're discussing the Ajax versus Emmen championship game 4-0. And as you can see, no Juan today, a different setup. And for me, I'll take the host role today. So I'm happy to discuss this with my boy Papimento. Welcome.
Thanks, buddy. Oh, I'm so happy, man.
Yeah, me too. Me too. This is great, right? 35.
Yeah. I mean, we were deserved champions. We already knew what's going to happen. But to really get it is also nice. And when you see the fans walking in Amsterdam and celebrating again last week, but now again, you do miss the fans, man. The game is not the same without the fans. But I loved it. We're champions. Next year, Champions League again. So, we can't be unhappy.
Yeah, I'm happy too. I'm stoked. So I hope everything goes well outside the stadium because the city said no celebrations for us today.
Did you see how many cops?
Yeah,
the arena, it was crazy.
Did you see how many fans there were outside of the stadium? So
I hope it stays decent, but you never know.
So take us with you during the match. What do you think of the match, and what are the key moments for you?
Do we really have to? I mean, we're champions. I mean, I wasn't.
Let's just get
the first half. It's that Timber scored a goal. I think Haller had 4 or 5 chances to really get a goal, but he didn't. Stayed 0-1. 1-0 for Ajax with Timber with actually a shot that the keeper should have. No? So, we got lucky there, I think. And in the second half, it wasn't much better. I just think Tadic turned up with beautiful assists on Wrench. And which one was the second? He gave another one.
Yeah, the one you don't like too much on Klaassen, the header.
Oh, yeah. He gave the one and Klaassen walked in the 16 box. Yeah, Klaassen for me, Haller for me were pain in the butt. Got annoyed with both of them today, but even though they didn't do much, they got a goal, and Klaassen had an assist and a goal. So eventually a decent grade. I still gave Haller a 5 just because he was annoying me the whole match, man. I'm really worried about next year. I don't want to go into details and too critical, but if Champions League is your ambition, Haller is a question mark for me. Especially with his link-up play, but also with his clinicalness.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but I think we have to take into account that he didn't have an easy second half of this season. He couldn't play in Europe. He couldn't get his game rhythm. Like he had to take a break every time between competition and between Europe, and also his family. We saw what they did with Alvarez. His family was away from him for like 3 months, I think. He was living alone in a hotel, not even in a house, during Corona period without his loved ones. So let's just wait till next season to give a full grade for him, and if he's good enough for Ajax. But statistically, he's delivering. But I understand where you're coming from. He spoiled a lot of chances today, and he was not that sharp, especially in the first half.
But forget missing chances, Ajax. I don't want to be too critical on him, but it's not even that. It's also his link-up play. It wasn't great. And we're talking about playing Emmen. That's going to relegate. They're fighting for relegation. So, Okay, let's continue because we are champions. Players that did very well today. I love the first half. Alvarez. Tagliafico, I thought was really good, like in his challenges and his forward motions. And Martinez for me, man. I mean, this first half a 7, but in the second half he really turned up. His forward passing, his defending didn't do much wrong. For me, was the man of the match. And yeah, our leader Tadic. I mean, he didn't do much in the first half, but in the second half with his assists, I really enjoy those technical abilities. Even though he got a lot of time, I must say, to really look up and see who was running, especially with Wrench. He was looking for a couple of seconds, before he could give the assist. So that's not time you're gonna get in Europe. But I'm just happy we got the win, and yeah, overall a good Ajax. What did you think?
Yeah, I agree with you also, but I have to be a little bit more critical on Nico though. During this season, he's taking like stupid yellow cards. Again today it was unnecessary. He's missing the game with Feyenoord. I know we're champions, but still, it's a klassieker. You want to play those, and this was just unnecessary for me. That is just a little point of criticism towards his play today. But yeah, I agree. Martinez was great. Alvarez was great for me too.
And the youngster scoring, Wrench and Timber, that's pretty good.
Actually, there was a statistic they showed us on television today. 20 different players from Ajax have scored this season, and this is a record. The same record as already was 20 different players scoring, and they also had this season. So if anybody else scores from the players that didn't score yet this season, we have the new record. So this is pretty amazing. 20 different field players. Wow.
Yeah, that's
what does it say about the team?
Sad.
What does it say about the team, in your opinion?
That Ajax needs to have it from team performance, and it's just not one individual guy that's going to do it for Ajax. The team needs to be on fire. The team needs to feel each other very well, in the passing, in the link-up play, to really do damage. And I must say also, it was a Corona year, so we had a schedule in which it was pretty crazy, every 3 days playing for a long time. So yeah, it's logical that you have different players playing, and scoring and being decisive for Ajax. And what I enjoyed today also, you don't see it much, but Anthony in the first half with his dribbling, man, you see there is class there. He just doesn't do it enough, in my opinion, but he had a couple of moves I was really impressed with, and his speed is there. So if he turns up next year with a little bit more, he can be really dangerous.
Yeah, I think he needs to talk a little bit more with Tadic, actually, because if you see today, he was not always perfect, Tadic, but he is able to pass his direct opponent and also go on the outside. It are simple moves like a scissor and then go right or go left, or he just cuts inside or cuts back again. But with Anthony, it's usually a lot of tricks, but almost always he goes on the inside. Yep. And I think something to be for him a point to work on is also going outside of his opponent. So he's not that predictable anymore. And this is what Tadic does great. He's very effective with his movement on the side, and that's why I think he also gives a lot of assists, because they don't know if he's going outside or inside. And with Anthony, it's like 90% of the time he goes inside. So, but I agree with you. He had a great first half. So yeah, 3 games left, man. This is a luxury problem, because usually it was always tight until the end of the season, and now we can already celebrate. Actually, last week already a bit, but now officially. And yeah, what are the takeaways for you for this season up until now? What are your analyses?
For me, the revelations, there are 2 major things that stand out. Wrench and Timber, the youth coming through. Gravenberg, we already knew he was going to be a first-team player and he has the quality. But Wrench and Timber fighting themselves through from the youth in this season to a starting position is very good. And I'm really impressed with those 2. And the other side is the cartel, man. I mean, Alvarez, Martinez, we didn't even see the first half of the season. Alvarez, they tried him a couple of times in the first half of the season. Didn't work out, and they came back stronger in the second half of the season, and we never looked defensively better. So I must give it to them as well. And yeah, our leader stays our leader. I mean, if you look at his stats, that's crazy. How many assists, how many goals. So he's going to be crucial for us going forward. He is 32, going into 33. And that's not somebody, especially with Blind, those are not players you can easily buy from somewhere, So I hope they can give it another year with amazing football.
Yeah.
What else? I think those 2 are the major assets. And yeah, Mr. 01, what's his class? I mean, his stats speak for himself. Not my favorite player, but he did very well for Ajax and was crucial in certain parts of the game. Things that didn't go so smooth was the Haller for Europa League, not being able to play. Onana. I think Onana choked us against Roma, with Scherpe being played because, Stekelenburg was injured. And, he wasn't ready for that level. But I do expect a better Ajax next year in Europe.
Yeah, hopefully the squad stays together so we can build on this. Actually, Ten Hag extended his contract this week. You happy with this? And also, please give me your opinion about the Ten Hag in the first half of the season and then Ten Hag from the January and on, because we've been very critical on him, me also, at VTalk. And I just want to know what your opinion is about him from January on, before January, and what his overall rating is for this season. And if you're happy also with him staying.
I don't agree with his substitutions, but I think overall he's a great coach. There's nothing. I mean, he sees things different than me. Like, for instance, Marciano Vink said that today in Goedemorgen Eredivisie and Good Morning Eredivisie. His substitution sometimes, man. It's like, for instance, Gravenberg against Roma wasn't his best game, but he chose to substitute Alvarez, which was actually the catalyst, the balance for us on that midfield in that game. If Tadic doesn't play well, or Haller, or Klaassen, those are players that he will never take out. So for me, he can improve on that aspect. But overall, man, he makes the players better. Youth is coming through. He's giving chances. And we being critical at Ten Hag is because we already knew that Martinez shouldn't be on the bench. Yep. And he was 6 months on the bench before he started playing him. And that's only because Blind got injured. So, we do have a reason to sometimes be critical because he's not using his best players all the time.
Oh, no, that's definitely true. I'm not saying we were critical for no reason. I think we were right with our analysis, for sure. But for me, the takeaway is he was his own worst opponent, Ten Hag. He was just making logical choices from January and on. Yeah. And before that, he was always playing Labiat. He was playing Schuurs and Blind in the defense, while we could see that it was not good enough, the duo, because they're both a little bit slow. Also with Alvarez not performing very well, but also being a better performer in January, that helps. Klaassen coming in also. But I have to give it
Well, Klaassen was being played at 6, so he was already playing. But when he started playing 10, he became a much more useful player for Ajax. And we also have to say, I mean, after Haller came, it was also different because we played the first half of the season with Traoré. And, he wasn't ready for it, let's be honest. But now he doesn't use him at all. I saw Brobbey playing Young Ajax, and Brobbey was also warming up. But where was Traoré? I don't know.
Yeah.
And Brobbey's leaving us, so I don't know why he's giving him so many chances. But those are kind of critical things about Ten Hag that I have. But overall, man, a great coach, and we should be happy that he wants to stay at Ajax. And I think good stuff is coming. I just want to finish with this. Can you imagine next week we're playing Feyenoord and they have to clap for Ajax walking on the pitch? That's going to be the most beautiful thing ever.
Oh my God, yeah. but will they do this? Do you think?
Of course, they have to.
Yeah, but it's still a rivalry, so maybe they're sour and not want to do it. So we have to wait and see. But I'm enjoying this already.
Exactly. Berghuis clapping for Ajax. I love that.
Okay. So any last words?
No, I think we should be just happy. We got the double. In Europe, it could have been a little bit better, but it didn't go our way with injuries and stuff. So let's just give it a good 7. This year, maybe an 8. Let's do an 8, and let's hope for another great season next year. But we'll have enough talks to discuss what will happen.
I like you this positive, man. This is really great to experience.
We're champions.
Let me give some last words. Thank you all for watching. We're champions, and I want to say special greetings to Alkmaar, Eindhoven, Rotterdam. Have a great evening. 35. Bye-bye.
Guys, I can feel it, man. I can. You want to subscribe.